Before we start, please note that the game contains adult romance and novelty. On top of that, there will also be a lot of yabai, thirsty, down bad, and sussy moments coming from me. So if you are under 16 or are sensitive to these stuff, I'll give you 5 seconds to turn off and throw your computer out the window so you can reflect upon your life. Okay, now you have been warned. And for those who still remained here, I assume you are as weird and disgusting as me. I like it. Well then, sorry for the wait. Let the show begin. Enjoy. Right guys, welcome back to Red Embrace. In the last one we had a really nice date with Dominic, so now our character is currently sleeping. So I don't know how much I can do this voice again because I don't know when my mom's coming back, so I'll try to do as much as I can. Every night, Dominic would show up at the diner right as I'd be getting ready to close. After our encounter with Rex, he was a lot more cautious. We'd take hidden alleyways and paths through abandoned buildings, a new mini adventure each time. There were a couple close calls, but we managed to avoid getting spotted by roaming vampires, just barely. I mean, we're in good hands, come on. Neither of us ever speak about what happened in the club. It's not like our relationship was awkward, but every time I think about the way we danced, my face starts to feel hot. You love him, come on, just say I love you, please. Just confess, please. I know it's hard. I haven't fell in love yet, but I know that feeling from watching like shoujo manga or BL or danme, whatever. Those love stuff, so I know that feeling. Because I learned how to immerse into stories, so I can put myself into people's shoes. So although it's not real, but I can feel a little bit. I know it was just a spur of the moment thing, probably meaningless, but no matter how hard I try, I can't forget the look in his eyes back then. I need to get into the scene, come on, voice acting, really. Wow, it's time to leave already. I must have really been spacing out. Today marks a week since Dominic, or Dom, as I've started calling him, his first offer to escort me. But this time, I've decided to man up and ask him if he wants to come up to my apartment tonight. I'm so excited for tonight. With the soft glow of the moonlight. Do you know where this is from? This is from Cyanide and Happiness. Oh, what's this? Who's texting me? Hang on. Maybe I should just put down my phone. Just for a drink and a chat or something. He's not very talkative, but I think he might enjoy the company, and I'd like to get to know him better. It's so easy to forget Dom's a vampire, but the sense of loneliness he carries reminds me of the cold, solitary life he's forced to live in the night. Maybe he got turned into a vampire like by force or accidentally, I don't know. He stays away from his clan, and I can tell he misses his family more than anything. From what he's told me, I'm the only friend he has here. Come on, we can just spend time all day together. Come on, this is so nice. I want to help ease that loneliness for him, even if it's just a tiny bit. The streets are still slightly lively as I commute to work, compared to their usual abandoned state on my way home. Normally, I'd keep my head down and be lost in thoughts during the walk to the diner, but I feel unusually bright today. Must be the adrenaline from my plan to invite Dom inside. I don't know why, it's making me so nervous. Noise, it's the alleyway again, come on. When I take a turn down a side street, I see the shape of a familiar building not far off. Isn't that the abandoned warehouse where Dom went to smoke the other day? I wonder if he's there right now, or if that's where he stays before he comes to the diner. Don't go in there, it's dangerous. I hesitate, but my curiosity winds up being too strong, and I duck inside the warehouse on a whim. Don't! Come on! Downstairs, the dirty interior greets me with a familiar hum of fluorescent lights. But it doesn't seem like Dom's here. There are a few fresh cigarette butts lying nearby, which means I might have just missed him. Maybe it's not him, come on. Ah, well. Damn, why am I so disappointed? I'll get to see him tonight anyway, so it's not like it really matters that much. Then you got caught by something else. See? I know what's gonna happen. I've played and seen too much Danmei, BL, and shoujo manga. Come on. Looking for Dominic by chance? That's Rex. That's gotta be him. Out of nowhere, a powerful voice resonates behind my ears. Oh, no, it's not him. I hastily spin around, coming face to face with a towering man. He's in a finely made suit, and he doesn't look like a thug. Vampires. What's he doing in a place like this? What are you doing in a place like this? Come on, are you stupid? I didn't even see him when I came in. Was he hiding? I was, yeah. Do you know him? Shh, don't say anything. Leave! I do indeed. He was quite an interesting young man, although a little misguided. He slowly rubs a hand along one cheek, watching me with eyes that are a vivid, piercing shade of red. He's gonna eat you. Fuck, wait, does that mean... Could this guy be... Oh, where are my manners? I entirely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Bishop. I am, to put it crassly, the leader of San Francisco's 2 clans. He bows his head to me a little... his tone polite and reserved. If he's the leader of both clans, that must mean he's the top vampire in the city. The very thought makes me want to dash out of the room as fast as I can, but curiosity and fear keep me pinned in place. I would if I were you too. Nice to meet you. I'm Boo. I guess you must have heard about me from Rex. Bishop slowly nods, narrowing his crimson eyes for a moment. Oh, yes. He talked about you quite a bit, including all of your special qualities. Special qualities? Naturally. However, I didn't come here to intending to discuss things now. That we can wait for another time. The real reason I wanted to speak with you, or Dominic, was a certain rumor that's been circulating about you two. Dating! Pausing for an extended moment, Bishop lets his gaze drift up and down my body, and I hold back the urge to shiver. He gives off a strong oppressive aura, one that feels like black tendrils wrapping around me and squeezing out my breath. You see, I don't allow my subordinates to engage in equal relationships with humans. It's put us all at risk of being exposed, just from one tiny slip-up, a misplaced word here and there, and our veil of secrecy might be torn open. He gives a wide, shark-like smile. Are you trying to say I shouldn't talk to him anymore? When my voice uncontrollably cracks with disappointment, Bishop laughs, although it doesn't make his expression look any kinder. Please don't paint me out as such a villain. You have a different proposal. I have a different proposal in mind, if you wish to hear me out. Bishop steps a little closer, and even though I want to move back, his crimson stare freezes me to the spot. You see, we're always looking for a new, promising addition to San Francisco's coven. Oh, whoa, are you recruiting me as a vampire? The vampires in Los Angeles, San Jose, even Fresno, their numbers are steadily growing, and soon, they might even pose a threat to us. He reaches out with a claw-like fingernail to point directly at my throat. What, is this Demon Slayer all over again? Like, Kibutsu-Chimuzan? I clench my teeth, doing my best not to show any signs of fear, and stare back into Bishop's unblinking eyes. From your scent, I can tell you're a Strix, a human with strong receptive blood. Does that mean I'm a bottom? I don't know. My scent? Now that I think about it, both Rex and Dom said something like that. If you joined us, I would have no objections to your relationship with Dominic. In fact, I'd even encourage it. After all, he's a very lonely boy. Someone like you could keep him from acting out or causing us any further trouble. Bishop towers over me as he speaks, casting a long shadow that feels like it's swallowing me up. It's all too clear that he's given me an ultimatum. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Join us or forget about us. Otherwise, I'll be killed. What are your thoughts, my dear? I don't like being kept in suspense. Only... Hey! Wait, let's see. Only if Dominic. It'd be worth the cost. I know, I won't pick that. Tell him what he... No. I mean, I would go for this one, really. Like, me in real life, I'll do that. Whatever. To be honest, the idea of never seeing the sun again is a horrible one. Everything about my life would change, and I'd be forced into a world of secrets and darkness. But if Dom was there for me then, I think I could endure it. I'd consider your offer as long as Dominic was the one who turned me. Ah! Critical damage to my Coco. Oh my god, this is so unexpected. I really don't know how a mortal is made into a vampire, but if it's anything like the stories, they'd get bitten by another vampire. You just did, but you haven't been turned into a vampire, come on. And if there's a permanent bond between the two afterwards, I'd only let something like that happen with Dom. Oh, you're a picky one, I see. Bishop seems greatly amused by my response, and he lets out a chuckle, letting me glimpse his knife-like fangs. Jeez, do I have to decide right now? When I worriedly look up at Bishop, he smooths a hand through his jet black hair and offers me a shrug. I'll give you a day to think about it. Should you choose to reject my offer, however, I'm afraid that I'll have to prohibit you from meeting Dominic. Through whatever means necessary. Oh. He's really not subtle about his threats, this guy. But there's not much I can do to argue, so I offer a hesitant nod in reply. If you really want me to join you, though, why didn't you bite me forcefully? I doubt I'd be a match for a vampire. Okay. My question causes Bishop's eye to glint with a dangerous, amused light. Turning does that mean... I mean... Dom agreed to this at some point, to a certain extent. Turning an unwilling subject often leads to a troublesome side effects, my dear. Death is often one such effect, among others. I'd rather not see someone so promising wasted like that. You understand, I'm sure. I see. I grimace, unsure how I feel about being called a promising candidate for a vampire. It's a little comforting to know that they wouldn't turn me against my will, but an uneasy feeling still gnawing at my stomach. Excellent. I'm quite pleased that we settled the matter so efficiently. I'll see you tomorrow then. See you tomorrow, what? Make sure you consider things carefully, as I'm sure neither of us want a disagreeable outcome. Bishop offers me a sweeping bow, then turns around with a flutter of his long black coat. He walks towards the stairs, but to my shock, the second he steps into the shadows, his form simply disappears. He's magical. It must be some kind of power he has. The very thought sends unpleasant shivers down my spine. What a shady bastard. I unthinkingly mutter to myself, then freeze, praying he's not still lurking nearby. I mean, he could have killed you anyway, so what? Like, as long as you're not doing something that badly, you won't die. Come on. But then there's no reply or angry vampiric hiss, so I guess Bishop's gone. His presence was so incredibly icy that the whole warehouse felt a few degrees colder. Shit. Well, what kind of conundrum you've got yourself into, boo? I just called it. Just don't wander into shadows like all willy-nilly. What kind of awful situation I've gotten myself into? I don't want to give up my humanity, obviously, but I don't want to leave Dominic all alone either. And I have a feeling that even if we try to keep our meeting secret, Bishop would find out. Yeah, most likely. How am I supposed to make a choice like this in a single day? Consult, Dominic, come on. After a while, I warily leave the warehouse and head to the diner. For most of my shift, my head's in a daze. I have to ask customers to repeat themselves a few times, as I am so distracted that I don't understand what they're trying to say. Bishop's offer weighs heavily on my mind, and my stomach is tied in an anxious knot, tightening every time I replay our conversation in my head. Finally, closing time arrives. I let out a long, relieved sigh. As usual, Dom shows up at the door, coming to a stop a few feet in front of the counter. But this time, he stares at me with a small frown, studying my face intently. Oh, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just kind of worn out. Long shift and everything. Nah, he knows. Dom doesn't look like he's buying my excuse, and he keeps watching me with a worried narrowing of his clear blue eyes. Either I must look really terrible, or he's incredibly perceptive. Or maybe some mix of the two. Let's head out. The smell of grease is making me more nauseated than normal. Tell him, come on. We leave the diner and start walking towards my apartment, completely alone on the deserted street, sorry. There's an unusually tense silence between us. I'd gotten used to Dom's quietness and normally kept up the conversation myself, but not today. I should say something about Bishop, but I can't just force any words out right now. It's like there's a lump in my throat. A dick in your mouth? I don't know. The only sound of our footsteps on the pavement echoes around us. Dominic must sense something's wrong, because he avoids my eyes and walks further away from me than normal. It doesn't seem like there's any vampires hunting us today either. I almost wish they'd start up a chase just to break this awkwardness. We make it to my apartment before long, neither of us speaking a single word on the way there, sorry. Finally, when we arrived at the door, I pause and take in a deep breath. Hey, Dom, do you want to come inside for a bit? Come inside for a bit. He blinks at me in astonishment, like I'd just asked him to wear a tiara and have a tea party with me. Just for a drink, or a smoke, or something. We don't get to hang out very much and... Well, I'd like to talk a little more. Dom hesitates, his eyes dropping from my face to stare at the ground for a long few moments. He knows, he must have known. But finally he raises his head and nods, and I can't help but grin in relief. Come on then, let's not hang outside until the sun comes up, yeah? Yeah. Oh! What's gonna happen? With Dom trailing at my heels, I head up to my apartment, and my heart starts to beat faster and faster. God, it's really happening. I'm actually inviting him inside. I hope he doesn't think I'm acting weird or anything. I mean, this is a natural thing for friends to do, right? Do friends bite their necks? I don't know. Do friends go to clubs and dance with each other? I don't know. Damn it, who am I kidding? I obviously like him as more than a friend. A lot more. Yes! Admit it! Come on. Well, here it is. Make yourself at home. Sorry in advance for any clothes lying around. I nervously chuckle after leading Dom inside, watching him while his eyes dart around my apartment. I like it. A faint smile curls on his lips, lightening the shadow that has been there all night. Oh, really? I mean, thanks. Needs some serious spring cleaning, though. As I scratch the back of my neck and uncertain of what to do next, Dom lowers himself onto the edge of my bed. Ooh, that's a sign, guys. The mattress spring creaks a little under his weight, but he doesn't seem to notice. Why? Why would you notice? Like, you wouldn't do such things. Come on. So, how about a drink? I've got some wine in the fridge, a couple cans of beer too. You know what he wants to drink? You. I'm You drank that cup of coffee, so alcohol's good too, right? Dom shakes his head at my offer. Instead, he just motions for me to come closer, beckoning with one hand. That's what I said. Sit down. Hey! Swallowing, I stepped closer to him, not exactly sure if I should sit on the bed or pull up my office chair. Come on, just pick up the sign, sit next to him or sit on his lap. Just. Did he mean sit beside him or on my lap, idiot? Haha! Come on, let's see. I called it. What? Wait. You mean if you don't hurry up, the sun's gonna rise. The sun's gonna rise. Ugh. Woof. Hot. After Dom's coaxing words, I finally end up settling in his lap, squirming a bit. I mean, I have a really sharp butt because I have a small bone frame, so everything's so small and sharp. It's not like I'm new to this kind of thing, but I can't calm myself down. Ooh, hey. Why are you so nervous? Dom asks me in a curious low voice, and a blush instantly rises to my face. He noticed, damn it. You're pretty bad at hiding how you feel. I think my 3rd grade textbooks were harder to read. Oh, nice. Now you're just being mean for no reason. Maybe I wasn't trying to hide it. Sorry. When I mumble an indignant reply, Dom just snickers, tightening his arms around me. The gentle but firm way he hugs my body against him is oddly comforting, and I find myself relaxing before I even know it. I guess he shares my feeling, at least a little bit. The thought makes a happy warmth flood through my chest. Can I ask you a question, Dom? How did you turn into a vampire? He goes silent for a long moment. I feel him squeeze the fabric of my jacket with fingers that trembles ever so slightly. I got bitten 10 years ago against my will. Wrong place at the wrong time. He speaks with a resigned calmness, not the bitter tone that I was expecting. 10 years ago. He's been living like this for 10 years? Once I realized what I was, a monster, I cut myself off from everyone. Everything. I hoped I'd just disappear, swallowed up by the shadows one night, and everyone would forget about me. The vampires have here forced me into a clan, but it's all a joke. Creatures like us shouldn't even exist. There's no pride in what we are. I was tired, Boo. I came to your diner that night because I wanted to pretend I was human. One last time. Aw, poor thing. Rex was nearby, waiting to ambush me, and so I was planning to let him tear me apart after I left. Oh, that got dark like real fast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dom. I'll be the vampire with you. Don't die, please. I thought I'd revisit an old favorite spot. Just have my first cup of coffee in 10 years. And then head out for a final night. Dom. But when you treated me just like a regular customer, like a man rather than monster. And after you didn't mention me to Luca, as if you were trying to protect me. I mean, everyone's weird here. You're not the first one. Come on. I guess I thought it'd be worth sticking around a little longer, just to see what you might get up to. Oh, poor thing. My eyes burn, and a lump forms in my throat. If I hadn't, Dom could have... Shh, it doesn't matter anymore, Boo. It's alright. He strokes a hand through my hair with a tenderness that makes my held-back emotion almost burst free. But I manage to swallow it back, and once I give Dom a little nod, he smiles at me reassuringly. I don't understand his strength. He's been living in solitude all this time, part of a world he doesn't belong in. And yet he's still so gentle and kind. If I had known all this back at the diner, how would things have been different? Aw. Boo. Something happened to you today, didn't it? He tilts my chin up so that our gazes meet, and his sky-blue eyes gaze into mine with a look of concern. Yeah, earlier this morning, I met Bishop. He must be so damn surprised. Shocking. Dom's face immediately darkened when I mentioned Bishop's name. I'm guessing he isn't too fond of him, and I can see why. What did he say to you? His voice grows urgent, rising slightly with suspicion. He said I shouldn't meet with you anymore unless I join the coven. Oh. Dom's finger curled more tightly in the fabric of my jacket. He watches me with an intense, unwavering stare, as if he's trying to search the contents of my soul. Unsure of those contents myself, I gaze back into his eyes, glimpsing my own reflection. Is that what you want? His earnest question makes me pause. The truth is, I don't really know. And I don't know if I'm brave enough to accept a new life, hiding away from the sun forever. I mean... I would be honest with him because, like, either, like, talking as the character Boo, like, how the story is setting the character, or how I want to progress the story, or as me talking. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a vampire just yet, because there's still so much to do. And, like, the other thing is, like, human or vampire, joining up a gang is a totally different thing. You shouldn't do things that hastily. So, I will just say no. No, it isn't. Come on, click. Why? Hello? I can't say that? What? It's locked! Uh-oh. Or is it because I let him let him drink my blood? That's why it's locked. If then, I'll take the risk, just to show him that I mean, I didn't really want to, but I can do it for you. In reality, I feel like it doesn't truly matter to me whether I end up staying as a human or not. If someone as gentle as Dom can be a vampire, then what is there to be afraid of? This is just too naive. Like, still, even so, you guys are, like, in lovey-dovey. But when you're in a gang, no. Despite what he says, I know he's not a monster. I understand now that unlife doesn't mean becoming a beast. Unlife, that's a new word, I know. I'm scared of losing myself, I'll admit, but I think, well, I'd be willing to take that risk. Because more than anything, I don't want you to be alone anymore. I want to be by her side, Dom, even if it means giving up everything else. Ashamed of my own cheesy I mean, I would be ashamed of myself. Like, in real life, I would just cover my face while talking like that. However honest they are, I bow my head slightly. Although I avoid looking at Dom's face, I get the sense that he's smiling. My heart leaps up again, and I barely resist the urge to bury my face against his shoulder. But when I look at him next, his features have darkened again, and his arms squeeze protectively around me. If you accept his offer, then you have to make me a promise. Oh, what's that? The look in his eyes is so serious that I instinctively tense up a little. Don't accept the bite of anyone besides me. Don't let anyone else turn you. I mean, I could keep that promise, boy, don't you worry! Like, I'm quite a loyal person. If I picked you, I'm never turning my face away from you. Like, everything just you, baby. Otherwise, something might happen. Oh, what? What? Are you gonna lock me up in chains? I don't know. Part of his words sound uncertain, but the hesitance in his voice makes me wonder if he's hiding something from me. Earlier this week, he was talking about something different in my blood. Could this be related to that? Maybe he did something when he bit me. I don't know. Bishop too mentioned the same thing. Strix, he called it. Promise me, boo. Dom interrupts my thoughts with an urgent murmur, as if he's worried I might forget what he's saying. Right, of course, I promise. My reply seems to set Dom somewhat at ease, and his impatient gaze softens. Puzzled, I start to open my mouth to ask what's so important about accepting someone's bite. I mean, he should explain that, like the Strix but I guess this is the meaty part. But at that moment, Dom presses his face towards mine. Oh! Moi kai, please. Really, like, encore, please. It takes me a few seconds. It takes me a second to realize that his cool, soft lips are smashed against my own. But it takes even less time for me to realize that I don't mind, not one bit. I curl my arm again around Dom, pressing back tenderly into the kiss. He pulled me down against him with an overwhelmingly rush of passion. Everything about you drives me wild. Your scent, your kindness, your pretty face, all of it. Dom breathes those low words against my skin, quickly sealing my lips again with another fierce, hungry kiss. His tongue insistently presses its way forward, and I let it tease inside my mouth, sliding along my own. There's a sweetly smoky taste on his breath, tingling my senses delightfully as our tongues dance and twirl together. Oh! Oh, let me just another scream cap, please. Yeah. I let out a soft whimper when his hand slips under my shirt, drifting across my skin. I can't even read right, sorry. When he captures my bottom lip between his fangs and playfully nips it, a delicious tingle shoots down my spine, and I clutch onto him tighter. In those beautifully clear blue eyes, there's a heated glimmer that watches me longingly. If only that gaze was fixed on me forever. You're so warm, every inch of you. He purrs out with a mixture of awe and delight, his cool fingers tracing up and down my spine. They explore all the curves and dips of my body, teasing around my hips, slipping around to my chest. Well, what a good body heat if there's no one to share it with. Oh. I can't. I close my eyes, drowning in the sweetness of his tongue, tracing the corners of my lips, while those large, gentle hands caress my entire figure. This rush of his excitement, it's not just from physical stimulation. It's a deep and comforting warmth, as if every ounce of tension is gone from my body. I'm feeling a bit dizzy, I'm sorry. I think I'm hyperventilating. I feel like I can entrust every part of myself to Dom. Like I don't need to keep any secrets or hold anything back. Please. Please stay with me, boo. Dom whispers against my lips, his words so soft that I can barely hear them. But the pleading tremble in his voice makes my chest ache, and I nuzzle against his cheek affectionately. I will, Dom, no matter what happens. He heatedly kisses me again as soon as I reply, as he He's desperate to seal my promise into an unbreakable bond. I squeeze my arms around his neck, wanting to reassure him that I don't plan on letting him go anytime soon. My heart! Oh! The rest of the night becomes a blur after that, filled with so much passion that I can barely keep up. Finally, I drift off to sleep, intoxicated by Dom's scent and the comforting embrace of his arms. The only thought in my mind is a desperate hope for this to last forever, and a prayer that I will be strong enough to make the right choice. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, I can't take much of this anymore. I mean, okay, I think I'm breathing too much. I need to regulate my breath again. I need a rest, really, like really. Isn't this hot, guys? This is just too hot for me. I can't take it. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. I need to cool down a little bit. Whew. Okay. This has been a fun ride, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and hopefully let's see what this game has to offer in the next one. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.